Okay, so next bone which we will be studying now is tibia. Now tibia is also a long bone which you can see, and it is homologous to radius in the upper limb, but it is on it this tibia lies on the medial aspect of the lower limb. Now this tibia, as we said, it's a long bone. It will have upper end, this and lower end, and this in between is the shaft. So again I am telling, this one is the upper end, showing this concavity on its superior surface, two concavities, and this one is the shaft, and this one is the lower end, showing one medial expansion or prolongation. Now how do we determine the side, that this is of which side? So for the side determination, we have look for this tibial tuberosity. First of all, this upper expanded end, which will have round convexities on either side, this should always lie on the upper aspect. Then look for this tibial tuberosity. This tibial tuberosity should always face anteriorly. So this is lying, this should always lie anteriorly. Followed by, in the shaft, what features we have to look for is that anteriorly the border is very sharp. And so this is the anterior border, and it is very sharp, also called as shin of tibia. So this one is the shin of tibia. It should always face anteriorly. The another end which we should see is the lower end, which is showing this expansion. This is called as medial malleolus. This is also very subcutaneous, and we can feel in the body also. So this one is the medial malleolus. So as the name says, medial malleolus, it should always lie on the medial side. So keeping this tibial tuberosity anteriorly, the shin of tibia means this anterior sharp border in front, and this medial malleolus facing towards the medial, towards the midline of the body. So this is of left side. So the bone, I am holding it on my left side. So this is the tibia bone of left side. So if I hold it on my right side, though the tibial tuberosity and the shin of tibia are lying anteriorly, but as we see this malleolus, this comes to lie on the lateral side. So this is not of right side, but this is of left side. So it is very easy to determine the side determination of tibia. Now coming to its features, salient features. So as we said, it has an upper end. First we will discuss about its upper end. So if we can see, this one is the upper end of the tibia. See, I am holding it in this side so that you people can easily see. Now on the medial side, see, this one is of left side, so this is the medial side of the upper end. This is medial condyle. This we call it as medial condyle, and this will articulate with the medial condyle of femur, and it will participate in the formation of knee joint. So this one is the medial condyle, which is larger than the lateral condyle. So it is larger than the lateral condyle. And this one is the lateral condyle. This, as you can see over here, this will articulate with the lateral condyle of the femur, and again the medial and the lateral condyles of femur articulating with these upper condyles of medial and lateral condyles of tibia will articulate, and they will form the knee joint. Now discussing medial condyle in detail. See, this one is the medial condyle. Now this medial condyle is larger than the lateral condyle. Now in central it is showing the concavity, whereas on the periphery it is flattened. On the periphery it is flattened, and this peripheral part will constitute medial meniscus. This is one ligament of the knee joint. So this one is the periphery of the medial condyle, and this peripheral part is attached, this peripheral over here is attached the medial meniscus, and that medial meniscus will separate this area from the femoral condyle. So this one is the peripheral part, and the central part bears the concavity. Okay, so this is about the medial condyle. As we move towards its lateral end, this side, we can see this one. This is called as medial intercondylar tubercle. This is called as medial intercondylar tubercle. So this